So this is me going over the trade analysis, looking at NASDAQ, identifying our entry down here at the lower areas. Oh, I am hitting all the wrong buttons. Excuse me. Looking at our entry down here around 15,525, all the way up into our extension levels up into 14,800, 810, 815 specifically, right around that target level. As you can see, I still held the trade. I'm actually was waiting until I was started to record this video until I decided to close the trade. So I'm closing my profits, 292 points. Let's get it. Good money. So let's go ahead and go over that trade. First thing I want to say is that this was an interesting setup for me because I personally gave up on it. Not even gonna cap. I was anticipating the move to happen here or maybe even here. But when this last move right here happened with this arrow thing right here already mapped out, after that last X, I was like, oh nah. And then I saw this, I was like, oh nah. But what really made me get in the entry is that I saw that price was talking to me. And what it said to me is it was consolidating. Let's see, how easy can I hide some of the... Okay, I guess that's cool. So what I was going to say is this was... Is it going to do this if I start to... Yeah, it is. I already know. What was... Yeah, I thought so. So I'll do it like this. The main thing that was sticking out to me the most is when price was going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this trade. But I realized something. We were at the bottom of a trend. Meaning we already had this big giant bearish retracement, right? Big giant bearish retracement. Then we had the test. It's the second impulsive move just after that big bearish retracement. And specifically right in here, these 4-hour candle closures had to make a decision. Like they had to make a move. They had to decide either it was going to keep going or keep going. It was going to keep going lower or if it's going to turn around. And this candle right here, this 1 a.m. candle was where I was watching in the market. And I saw how it was closing bullish. That's all I needed for me. But at the same time, I had given up on the trade. So I was watching it, but not watching it at the same time. I was actually doing other things. But the main thing that I finally caught my attention is that price was at some fib levels. So let's bring in charts back, right? The fib levels that the price was at was right in here, right at the 786 and 886. I saw price closing in here, and I saw it rejecting low. I was on a lower time frame at the time. I was on a 5-minute time frame, and I saw price give a fear trade setup. I don't really go over fear trade setups, and I'm not about to right now. But pretty much, price came down and was rejecting these lows, and I saw this last impulsive move up. So I said, whenever I personally don't know how to get into a trade and I don't want to just jump into a trade, I do a 0.01. So that's what I did. I just did a 0.01 to place myself into the market. I did it specifically as a mechanical entry, meaning a buy limit or a limit or a stop order, specifically at my level. So price has to come to me. And I had one right at the 886. Price booked me in and carried on. And I was actually at the 786 and 618 and 50%, but I took profit at various regions. And I was waiting for price to come back right into these blue circles. As you can see, it came into this first blue circle up here, but I didn't have a limit order set up there. I just had one at the lower one because I wanted the lower risk reward. And I thought it would come back down. I didn't expect it to go back up that fast. I thought it was going to stay and roll over into tonight's London session, but it finished high, closing the day pretty high. And the main thing I knew I was waiting on is for the 15-minute retest, meaning after price came above, you can go ahead and close this circle. Let's get into the specifics of the trade. All right. This is 6B. Price is testing the area. Once price closed over this area, of the 50 EMA, even though price did not close above it, how would you say it, wicked above. So even though it did not close above, price still traveled above the EMA, meaning the second time it did it. The first time was here. The second time is the first time I just circled. So those, after those 2 times, the next time is the next abbreviated time where I could count that as a 7B into a 7C, meaning 7 being counting as the first time. Let's do a different color. 7 counting as the first time. Okay, 7B is just the retest, the pocket, and then into the confirmation. So think of it like this. If this is a floor, price must break it, then retest before it can carry up much higher. So all I did was look at this being my floor, price broke it, or price came down, bounced off of it, breaking the floor, coming back down, and then went back higher. So for me, I count that in numbers and letters. 6B being the floor that caught it, 7 being the first activating cross, 7B being the catch of that, and 7C being activating cross. There's 2 ways you can take that approach. You can take it from a first reactions perspective, meaning price traveled and closed and did all those things in 1 to 2 to 3 candles like it did here, or you can wait for multiple candle closures to give you the confirmation. That's what I usually like to wait for. But, you know what I'm saying, if price gives you what it gives you, you have to play accordingly. So I wanted to actually risk a lot more on this trade because I believed in it so well. But it didn't give me the high enough confirmations to lay the confidence down in it. So I had to give what it was. So this was a growing trade for me because, like I just said, I had to grow and learn how to give myself specific risks to rewards, which I was successful with. I was kind of upset with myself because I wanted to put more down, and I saw opportunities here where price was just giving mass volume, closing strong, and it was taking so much out of me just to be patient. You know what I'm saying? Not execute into the trade and chase into the market, and not let my emotions get caught. Because 9 times out of 10, when I lose money, it's not because the market was going in the wrong direction. It was actually because I falsely market executed myself out of the trade. Just like I market executed myself into the trade, I market X myself right back out of the profit. So this blue area was a specific time that after price traveled up, you know what I'm saying, price was going to break the EMA. AKA price was going to come back here and test these lows like it did. Let's actually zoom in here. Let's actually go to an even lower time frame and really dive into what happened. Let's really get into the sauce. Okay? Price made a high here. Okay? Obvious. After price made that high, what does it have to do? It has to come back here and test the lows from specific candles. You know what I'm saying? Come test the lows. So all I'm going to do is draw a box indicating where the low is represented. Now bear with me. I know these boxes aren't beautiful. But all price has to do is either confirm to what the trend is agreeing, or excuse me, all the trend has to do is agree to what the trend is. All the trend has to do is agree to the trade or deny the trade. Meaning, here's the 50 EMA here. That's the 50 EMA. When price comes down into these boxes, aka into these previous levels of structure, aka testing the trend, when price comes and tests the trend, it's either going to accept what the bears are trying to do, or it's going to deny what the bears are trying to do and continue the bullish trend. So obviously we can see that the bears did not win that trade. But how you analyze that is you wait for it to come in the pocket, and then after it comes in the pocket, boom. You see how many candles is down in there on the 5 minute? That's more than 5 candles, so that's more than half an hour. It's actually down here from 4:15 to 5:10, literally an hour. This candle right here being your first candle that closed over your aqua EMA. Price then came back down and retested back down and then traveled back up. Same analysis of what I just told you. Price breaks up, comes back down to retest, goes back up to confirm. Beautiful BNR. Give and go. So that's the analysis. I feel like I'm kind of over talking it. It was pretty self-explanatory setup. I was walking myself through it the whole time. Didn't really happen exactly the way I wanted to, but I was grateful to even win some profits off of the trade. So I'm happy and grateful now to continue the growth. Happy and grateful now to even be able to collect this knowledge and show it and share it. So thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you learn some more. Thank you, love, and peace.